Hi friends, hello, hi, how are you? Hope you guys are having an amazing day today. I'm having a pretty low-key day actually. It's really cold here. It's like freezing rain. It's freezing. I've been cold for way too long now. Normally I like the winter, but this winter has been particularly freezing. So I decided I wanted to do, I'm gonna adjust the camera because I feel like, so today I wanted to do a video that I'm really very excited to film. First of all, I'm sorry if there's a glare in my glasses. I've been having some eye issues and so it's been difficult for me to put my contacts in, and because I'm not really wearing makeup that I need to show you guys, I decided to just keep the glasses in today. But I still wanted to film this video. I'm really excited about it. So a while back, Raw Beauty Christy did a video where she talked about like the realities of being a YouTuber, and she did kind of a Q&A, and I actually asked a question and it got featured in the video, which was so cool to hear somebody like her say my name. I know it's just a Q&A, but it was still awesome. And I love Raw Beauty Christy, and I thought it was a really interesting perspective because she could kind of talk more about the like advertising stuff and, you know, brand deals and brand trips and stuff that like bigger YouTubers have to do. And I kind of thought it'd be interesting if you guys had any questions for what it's like to be a smaller creator and kind of what it is on this scale. And a lot of you guys had a lot of questions and I asked and you guys came through, mostly on Instagram. I got so many questions on Instagram. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to answer all of them, but I'm gonna try because I got like a ton. I don't want this video to be boring, but I figured we could go through and answer some of your guys' questions on what it's like to be a smaller creator. And yeah, I think that's it. We'll just get right into it, I guess. So the first, I'm just reading them off my phone basically. The first question is from Ari L. Enet. I don't know if I said that right, but lessons you've learned through being a small creator. I mean, you learn lessons through everything in life. I think for me, being a small creator, I guess more just like people appreciate like authenticity and people appreciate somebody being honest and real with them about things. And I think when I first started my channel, I was a little nervous and I wanted to be more like what I saw bigger beauty gurus doing. Like I wanted to be really put together and I wanted to present myself in a really positive way all the time. And I realized very quickly that I don't think people like that, obviously, because those people have millions of subscribers, so it obviously works for them, but that didn't really work for me because that's not who I am. I'm not a very perfectly put together person most days. And so I kind of felt like I wanted to, that's why I started the like trying to look like an Instagram model where sometimes it was a fail. It's why I started showing you guys tutorials that maybe didn't always work out, because I felt like those were honest. And I feel like being a small creator, you're at a really big advantage because you're allowed to be a lot more honest. You're allowed to be a lot more real. So that's one of the biggest things I learned just going through the past like year and a half on YouTube has just been like being honest about everything and being real about what my life is like and my day-to-day life and doing my makeup and all that stuff. This is a question I get a lot, not only from you guys, but from my friends like in my life. Watt K290 said, how you make money from us, is it based on likes, views, do you have to watch the entire ad, etc.? So the best way that I've learned to describe it to people, because I get that, they're like, oh, so you get paid per subscriber. Like if a person subscribes, you get money from that. And that's not at all how it works. So the same way that people pay to be in the Super Bowl, so that way people can see their ads, advertisers are basically paying me to be featured on my channel. So what that means is every time somebody clicks on my video and watches that first ad, I get a percentage from that. I've heard there are things like if you watch the whole ad, somebody gets more money. If you click on the ad, there's more money. If you have YouTube Red, where you pay like a monthly fee to not get ads, the YouTuber gets more money. But I don't really want to encourage you guys. You guys don't feel, it's the difference of like 3 cents. So I don't really want to be like, oh guys, like make sure you click on my ads. Like I don't really care about that. It's more just like, that's a question I get a lot is like, how do we do it so that you guys make more money? And it's just like, just support the video. You know what I mean? Like if you're watching the video, I already appreciate it. But that is how that works. So I don't get paid per likes on videos. I don't get paid per subscribers. I don't get paid per comment. However, those things are also very important for different reasons, because the more likes you have on the video, the more comments you have on the video, and the more subscribers you have, the more you're kind of pushed into the algorithm and the more YouTube is sharing your video with other people. So those things are important because then other people watch it, other people click on the ads, and then in turn you make more money. So those things are important, but I'm not getting getting paid like a nickel per subscriber that I gain. It's still solely based on who views the video and who views the ad, from what I know. YouTube doesn't tell us anything, so this is just what I have heard and learned. Okay, Kiana Humphrey said, how do you stay so consistent and motivated to stick with it? Love you, girl. Love you too. Thank you so much. I get this question a lot too, because I do post a lot for being a small channel. How do I stay so consistent and motivated? So consistency is all about planning for me. I actually could like literally show you right here on my computer. You guys probably can't even see it, but this is my calendar. And I have all of my videos for the next month like planned and ready to go. For me, being consistent is mostly just planning. Planning ahead of time. The hardest part about being a creator is coming up with ideas, I think, in my opinion. And there's nothing worse than having the time to film and being ready to film and having everything ready to go and like you're all set to do it and you don't know what to film. I don't think there's any worse, more annoying thing than when that happens, because you're just like, what do I even film right now? I have the time finally and I can do it, but you just can't think of an idea. So for me, planning the days that I'm gonna post certain things, and of course my schedule moves around. This video was supposed to be something I did in like a couple weeks. I moved it up because somebody brought it up and I thought it'd be a good idea. So I moved things around, of course, and if there's like a drama that happens, you guys know I cover those things. So I move things around for that. But just having kind of a set, loose idea of what you're doing, I find really helps me with consistency. I just think it's very helpful. And also, how do I stay motivated? This is just my thing. It's either do this or lay in bed and be kind of lazy for a day, because this is just kind of like what I do for my hobby. Like this is the number one thing that I enjoy doing the most. And I definitely am motivated by like growth, and you know, gaining subs is really cool. I really love being able to talk to you guys in comments. So days I don't post videos, it feels weird to not have those like conversations with you guys, which is a huge motivating factor because I'm able to like talk to you guys. But yeah, I don't really know where the motivation comes from, but I definitely think being organized and planning ahead is huge in order to stay consistent. I think that's like the number one thing to do. And I also have to mention too that I'm in a very, very lucky position where the only other thing I have going on is school, which does take up a really big chunk of my time. I'm taking 15 credits, which is like an average amount. But because of that, I am like, it's not like I have a job where one day I might be working 7 to 5 and the next day I'm working like 3 to 10. Like I know my schedule every single day for the rest of the semester. So it's easy to plan when I'm gonna film, when I'm gonna have time for homework, because my schedule is so consistent. So that's something too that I'm very lucky right now that makes it a lot easier for me personally to kind of do what I do every day. It makes it easier. Okay, so this question was the most asked question, and it was, how much on average do you make a month doing YouTube? Okay, so I can't tell you the exact amount of money that I make doing YouTube. Per the ad program, you're really not allowed to talk about how much exact money you make. I know some people do, and I'm not really sure how they've been able to get around that. But for me, I'm a little nervous because I don't want to like screw anything up with that. I can tell you that I make a lot more than I thought I would. However, I do post 5 times a week and I do get pretty consistently good views on my videos. So that helps. The amount I post really lifts it, obviously. And I also do like ads, and I do the mid-roll ads, so that boosts it too. I can say I make what I would make if I was working like a part-time job in college, which is what I would have been doing anyway. So I can say that I definitely make that amount of money. However, I don't necessarily consider this a job. It's kind of a weird thing. It's a weird thing right now because I definitely am making like job-like money from this, but I don't still consider it a job. I still consider it a hobby. So that's basically what I make. I can't see the exact number, but that's basically what I make. If I were to be working part-time, this is what I would be making. The other things I can tell you though is that I do the affiliate links, and so through that I use Magic Links. I've been using it for, oh my gosh, I've been using it for like a year. I've been using it for over a year. I think like I started it a year ago around this time because it took me about 7 months to get my channel monetized, so I wasn't making any money and I was really frustrated because I could have been. I just wasn't because YouTube was like screwing everything up. up. So I started using the magic links and I still use them. And in the year that I've been using magic links, I think I've made like $200, and 100 of that I haven't even seen yet. Every month by the 15th, you have to hit like $50. It took me literally, the first check I ever got from magic links after using them for 10 months was in November. Cause you get a very little commission from that. It's about 2% to like 5%, I think, is like the highest you can get from a sale. But normally Sephora and Ulta, which is what I use normally, are like 2 to 3%. I don't make a lot of money from the links, but I like doing the links anyway, because the money I do get, it's cool. It's like a little bonus. And also it's just cool for you guys too, because I link that. It's like kind of a thing. Try to be really honest about that and really transparent. I know one person one time complained that they thought I was using magic links and I was scamming people because I didn't say it in the video, but I have it in bold in my description box, and I have little like italices when it's an affiliate link, so I try to disclose that. But from that, I've made $200 in a year, so which is still crazy. Like, that's insane. But yeah, so that one, and then I'm trying to think of other forms of income. My merch is super sporadic. It goes up and down. There are some months I make 0. There's some months I make way more. It's really, really sporadic. The whole thing about the income with YouTube is it's very sporadic, and I know people ask questions about that, so I won't get too into that, but it's very random. You never really know what you're gonna make a month, which is one of the main reasons this will never be my job. Because I can't live like that. I can't live with that much inconsistency in my life. Okay, how do you start receiving PR? So that's from Kalmeskana. You have, I can't pronounce your names, I'm so sorry. How do you start receiving PR? So I started receiving PR first through Octoly, which is a really awesome site if you meet the criteria. I think you have to have 1,000 subscribers and a minimum amount of views on your videos or something like that. I qualified for it pretty early on into starting YouTube, and that was a great way to start making connections with brands. Some of the brands that I've gotten PR through Octoly have gone on to put me on like lists, but I don't know if I'm on a list. Nobody's ever put me on a PR list, basically. But I do get emails from brands pretty frequently. I would say I get like 1 email a day, which is way more than I thought I would. Most of them are not opportunities that I take because I don't really like the product or for whatever reason. But usually the brands will reach out. I think I've maybe reached out to like 1 company when I was first starting out, and I said like, oh, I really like your products. Like, if you want to send me stuff, whatever. And then I ended up just buying the products because they didn't answer me. So I'm kind of like scared to reach out to brands. I know I know you can, and I know some people do, but it kind of like scares me a little bit. All right, Skullgirl187202. I liked that, a lot of numbers. Said, do you feel as creative with your content as you grow as you did when you started? I think I'm more creative now. I think I'm more willing to step outside of the box, and I think I'm more willing to make myself look a little stupid, like with my egg video. Like, I think I'm just more willing. The more comfortable I get on the space, the more creative I think I am. So I think when I was first starting, I was a little bit scared I was scared of like losing subscribers basically, and I've kind of gotten over that fear a little bit, because realistically, most of you that are here, like, you're pretty much here at this point. So I feel like I'm definitely more creative than I was because I'm more comfortable, if that makes sense. And I feel like my content has gotten better even from like the past 6 months. I think my content has gotten better just in the sense that I'm more comfortable. I'm coming up with more innovative ideas. I'm trying to be more creative and stuff like that. What is the biggest reward and the biggest disappointment about being on YouTube and creating content? And that is from There They Are 91. So the biggest reward is obviously for me getting to talk to you guys and make connections in the comment sections with you guys. I love being able to just like communicate with each other, and I love all of that. Also, making friends has been great. Hitting milestones numbers wise is really, really cool. That's super rewarding. Knowing that a video you worked really hard on gets like a ton of views is super rewarding. The disappointment about being on YouTube, I think the inconsistency is something I didn't take into account when I started, and is something that I don't think a lot of people address. It's very inconsistent because views are inconsistent, money is inconsistent, like subscribers are inconsistent, everything is very inconsistent. Some months you'll make so much money and you'll get so many views and you'll have so many subscribers, and then the next month it's like it's nothing. Like nothing happens. And then the next month it goes up again. And then some months it's like in the middle, and then some months it's really bad. And just kind of like a lot of, I've said this in other videos, but it's a lot about ebbs and flows and like waves. And YouTube really does come in waves, which I think can get discouraging at some points when you're in an ebb. Cause you're just kind of like, wait, what happened? Cause like 2 months ago this was happening, but now this is happening. I think a disappointment would be that it's just a little too inconsistent. Exactly how much time is spent on YouTube per week as far as creating the content? So if we're just talking filming, it really depends on the video. A video like this is I'm probably gonna film for about an hour just talking and then edit that down to be about half an hour. Videos like my Tutorial Tuesdays take about 45 minutes to film, and then I edit those down to like 18. My videos talking about makeup are probably the easiest to film because I just talk and then edit. And it's like, those are pretty easy. My drama ones always take a long time to film. Any Get Ready With Me takes a long time to film and edit. I would probably say that I put about 20 to 25 hours into my channel. 25 to, let me call my boyfriend and ask. I feel like he would know. He would probably like pay more attention to that because it's how many hours he doesn't see me.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How many hours a week would you say that I put into my YouTube channel?
It depends.
What would you ballpark it at, like average a week?
I would say at least 3 to 4 hours a day, right?
I was thinking like 20 to 25, but I don't know if that's overselling it.
That's pretty much what I just said.
Yeah, like 20 to 25 a week probably, right?
If you skip a video, then you put in less.
Oh, you hung up on me. He's in the other room. I could have just walked in there and asked him, but I didn't really want to, so I called him and then his phone died. But he agrees, probably about 20 to 25 hours a week is what I spend working on the channel. Some weeks are more, some weeks are less. Trying to look like an Instagram model weeks, that always add. Those videos take probably 5 or 6 hours to edit. So it really just depends on the week. And then some weeks I'll skip and upload and that's less. That's why I feel like it's almost, because it's weird with like the payment thing, because I feel like I make more than I should sometimes, because I'm like, this isn't even a real job. Like, I'm just being an idiot on the internet. But at the same time, when I step back and look at the hours that I put in, I do feel that I earn that money because I do put in a lot of time. And also, I'll get into that in a minute, but do you recognize some of your subscribers? That's from Cupkate612. I do actually. I recognize the people that comment on a lot of my videos. I recognize you guys in the comments. I definitely do. Perennial_conifer. Does it scare you to think about being a big creator, like losing credibility, changing as a person? Absolutely it does. It's terrifying. It's so scary to think about that. Cause like, I don't know, I hope I don't change, but like, what if I start buying Gucci? Like, I don't know what happens if that happens. So yeah, like a little bit, it's a little scary. And it's also a little bit scary because the bigger you get, the more criticism you get, the more open you are to people making videos about you, other people, and that's terrifying to think about. I think the only thing I can do to counteract that is just continue to do what I'm doing. Yeah, because I think about my content from me being at like, because I hit 10K in like November, and I've grown a lot since then, really fast. And so I kind of think about that and I'm like, well, my content hasn't changed from that. And that was a significant growth over a short amount of time. So I feel like I'll be okay, but it's also scary. Yeah, that's a really scary thought. It's exciting, but it's also scary. Does that make sense? I hope I don't sound like an idiot right now, but it is. It's like both. It's both things. You're excited because it's like that's like what people dream about, being small creators, is getting that type of platform. But it's also terrifying because with that comes everything that I've seen happen to other creators. This is a great question from Kat Kate. She said, do you often compare yourself to other YouTubers? Yeah, of course I do. And I think all of us do. I've even had conversations with some of my friends on here and we all kind of feel, I don't know if all of us, but a lot of us do compare ourselves to each other. It's impossible not to. We make similar content. We have similar audiences. It's difficult to not compare yourself to people that are around where you're at, and even people that are bigger than you. I don't think I compare myself to people that are bigger than me so much as like the people that I'm around the same size as, because I don't know why. I think it just is like, I don't really know why. I don't really get it. I guess I don't really know why it's like that. But for me, it's kind of like, I definitely compare myself. I've tried to not as much because I know that it's just like, it's such a bad thing to do because like, you're not them, you're like, I get it, but I definitely think I compare myself to other people sometimes. Okay, this question is from Eli Serling. and it says, how important is a consistent upload schedule? I personally have seen people not have consistent upload schedules and do amazing, and I've seen people like me who have really consistent upload schedules and like they do terrible, and I feel like I'm kind of in the middle, like I'm just kind of scooting along. For me, it's important to me because I'm the type of person that if I don't set a schedule for myself and I don't stick to it, I won't do it. Like I need that structure. I'm a very structure oriented person, which is a main reason I set the schedule for myself that I do, while also understanding that if something comes up that's more important, like school, that obviously comes before this does. But yeah, I think having a consistent upload schedule when you're first starting out is 100% really important, because if you're only posting once a month, like I was when I first started, before I really like started actually consistently posting, like nobody's gonna remember, you know what I mean? I think when you're first starting out, it's way more important. This is also from Eli Sterling, and it says, how do you deal with brands and possible scams or fishy things? If I even have a whiff that it's a scam, I don't do it. I made the mistake of doing one of those like Teamy Blend, the like detox teas. I made a mistake of doing that very early on when I was starting YouTube, and somebody was like, hey, this is a scam. And I was like, looked into it and I was like, okay, so I gotta just like be careful. Cause I definitely fell for that one. So I basically just, if I even get a whiff that it's a scam, if anything is off, if you have a typo in your email to me, like I'm very, very hyper aware that I have a small amount of influence and I don't ever want you guys to feel like I'm abusing that. So I basically just, if I even think it's weird, I just don't do it. Underscore Tayrema underscore said, did you have to buy a lot of extra equipment to help make your videos? So in the beginning, no. In the beginning, I just had my phone and I had this little desk lamp that's behind me. And then I also switched over to just recording on my computer at a certain point. Now I have a lot more, and it's because I've made the money to invest into it from YouTube. Like this hobby has allowed me to make money to invest to do this. So everything that I have now was bought with YouTube money, and I didn't really buy, that's not true. I lied just now. I forget that the ring light and my little camcorder that I initially had when I started, that was like, it worked okay. But this is a lot better. The setup I have now, like the camera and the lights and the computer, the editing computer now work a lot better for me. But I had a ring light and a camera that I was given for Christmas. It was like a month after the John Cookian video that kind of got me going, and my parents bought them for me. So my parents are awesome, but they really helped support me in the beginning. But everything I have right now is bought with YouTube money. I personally don't think you need to stress yourself out about making your videos like the most amazing quality on the planet. And when you're first starting out, it doesn't matter as much as people make it seem. I think it can be hard because you're competing with bigger YouTubers who have the money to have like $5,000 setups, and like that's obviously hard. But I don't think you need to like max out your credit cards to buy like an expensive camera. Like you can definitely do it. I now have the 2 softbox lights, which I got for like $50 on Amazon. My camera was very expensive, but I got it on Black Friday, so I actually got a decent deal on it. And I also love it. And it was kind of like an investment because this is the camera I'm gonna have for the next like 5 years. My ring light was I think like $80, and this computer was obviously the most investment, and I'm actually in a payment plan for this, which is why I bought it, because if I had to buy it outright, I would have never done it. I needed a payment plan for this thing. But those were really the big purchases I made. And I bought like Final Cut Pro, which was an editing software that was relatively expensive, but I love it. I think it's worth every penny for me. I was using iMovie and I like both of those, but I prefer Final Cut at this point. I'm trying to think of anything else I've like bought that I think those are the big things I bought for the channel. Yeah. I need a new tripod though, because this one sucks. This is a great question. This is from Sharon_Andes X3. If you didn't make money from YouTube, would you continue making videos? I think I would. I think this is a delicate question. I think I would. There was like I said, there was 7 months where I could have been monetized and I wasn't, and I was still consistently uploading. I do think I would. I think it would be I think I would put a lot less pressure on myself to like for my upload schedule if I didn't make any money. I think I would probably upload like 3 times a week instead of 5. I think I still would though, because I just like doing it. It's fun. Making money is a really big perk. And I also think I would probably buy like less makeup in the name of YouTube, and I would probably like not buy all of the extra equipment. Like I think I would have kept it really minimum if I wasn't making any money from it, but I definitely think I still would do it because I do enjoy making content. Like this is genuinely my hobby, so I do genuinely enjoy doing it. Okay, Sarah Munchinsky said, can you use your own affiliate codes and links for money off? I've always been curious. Literally never thought about that until this moment, and I'm such an idiot because I would I don't know why I've never done that. Of course I can. I don't know why I've never done that. That's so dumb for me to not have done that. Wow. I'm just thinking of the more money. I probably would have made like $200 off myself because I shop so much. So thanks for the tip. Now I will. Bean._.radish said, ever since hitting 18K, congrats, thank you. Have your spending habits become more bougie? I've been on a no buy, so honestly, no. I will say since that I've definitely felt a little bit more secure in spending my YouTube money on things that are not YouTube related. Just because it's been more consistent. I will say that, which has been nice. So I like bought like the new Lush bath bombs that were like the Valentine's Day ones. I bought those. And I bought like a hoodie that was a little bit more pricey than I normally would have. But I wouldn't call it bougie. I would just say that I'm like a little bit less. Before I was like saving every single penny because I was so scared that it was all gonna be gone. And I'm a lot less like cautious. I mean, I'm still cautious, but I feel a little bit more comfortable treating myself to a couple things when I deserve it, I feel. And maybe aren't YouTube related. Does that make sense? What has been the most, this is from Sock Tiff, said, what has been the most challenging aspect of growing your channel thus far? The ebbs and flows, man. I think it gets everyone down. It's definitely hard. Like, I talk about it a lot. I know it's probably annoying to most of you, but it's definitely difficult going through those because you're still putting in the same amount of work, but you're not getting the same reward. So definitely, I have a whole video talking about it, but it's definitely the hardest part. Escape the Alex with 2 X's said, how do you deal with hate? Do you get it often? I get hate like anybody else. I don't really get a huge amount of hate. For the most part, I get very nice comments. You guys are very kind. And even like strangers are usually pretty kind to me. But how do I deal with it when I do get it? I mean, I don't know. You kind of just like get sad and then move on. It's like you deal with anything in life that's like upsetting. I think more what upsets me about hate is not even the like comments I get on videos. It's more like people that will like, if like somebody says like, oh, this person's talking crap about you on Twitter, or if somebody's like, oh, there's a Reddit thread that's like saying this X, Y, and Z about you. Like those things are mildly upsetting because like I don't really like when people talk behind other people's backs. I wish if you were gonna tell me something or say something, say it to my face, you know what I mean? Because I can handle that a lot better than just people shit talking me behind my back. But also like, how do you deal with it? Like you just kind of have to know yourself enough to be secure in that what people are saying who don't know you isn't true. That's the biggest advice I can give anyone. It's just like know yourself enough and know that like what they're saying is not the tea. Like, and that doesn't mean constructive criticism because I definitely get some constructive criticism and I appreciate those comments. People who are just kind of like, hey, you said this and I think maybe you're incorrect about this and here's why. Like I do appreciate those comments. That's not hate to me. That's just somebody being constructive. But people that are just hateful, those people, I mean, they can just fuck off. How much money do you actually make per video? Is there a different amount based on views? Yes, but also it's so weird. This is what I'm talking about with inconsistency because you'll have a video with 2,000 views that say makes 25 cents. And that's not how much it would actually make, but I don't want to get in trouble. But you'll have that, but then you'll have a video with 5,000 views that has 27 cents. And you're like, what? Because they have like more views and like only like a couple extra dollars or whatever. So it's definitely different, but it's still inconsistent and weird. I don't understand the algorithm any more than anybody else does. Berkeley.echo said, have you ever interacted with large creators in person or online? And if so, how did they treat you? I think the largest person I've talked to is actually Thomas Halbert. And he was actually so nice. So it was a while, it was 2017, I think it was like 2017 or very beginning of 2018. I did a video following one of his makeup tutorials. It was so long ago. And he commented on it and was like, you're so cute. And then he followed me, he subscribed, he followed me on Twitter and I DM'd him and he retweeted my video too. He shared it on his Twitter and I was so small too. I'd like 2K or something. And he shared it on his Twitter and he was like, this girl is adorable. And I DM'd him and I just wanted to thank him. I was like, thank you so much. And he was like, of course, like you're so cute. And it was really nice. It was a fantastic interaction. And I really appreciated it because I was so small and he had like almost 200,000 at that point. So I was just like, wow, somebody this big, like actually acknowledged my existence. Like, and he was very nice. I'm trying to think of any other larger ones. I mean, obviously the drama channels, I've talked to most of them. Like I've talked to like Petty Page about like random stuff. I've talked to, like Dustin and I've talked to T-Spill. Like I've talked to all of those people. They're all very very nice people. Yeah, everybody I've met on YouTube so far. I don't think I've met a larger creator that's like an asshole yet. I haven't met a lot, but I definitely have not met one that's bad. This is a great question. This is from Kate Days a Week 8382, who always asks a question in my Q&As, and I so appreciate you for that. What equipment do you recommend investing in first? Personally, I think lighting is one of the more important things. I think phones have amazing cameras on them for some people. If you have a smartphone, you have a camera that will work well enough for you. I think investing in something like a ring light or box lights like I have, I think is the way to go first off. If you're gonna make like an investment first off, I think that's a big thing to do. I don't think you need a very fancy camera just getting out, but I think lighting can make a huge difference. Daisy Dye asked the question, and this is the last one from Instagram, and then we'll switch over to Twitter. Are you often discouraged with the amount of views your videos get? Love you, Queen. I love being called queen. It's so funny. Do I have to get discouraged? No, honestly, no. I just think I'm so lucky to get any view that I'm just like always shocked. Like even with stuff like my tutorial Tuesdays, which are, I mean, if you can look at the numbers, like they're historically the lower views for my channel. And even those getting like 1.5 thousand, 2,000 on those is insane to me that many people want to watch a video that I put out that's like that. So no, I don't really get discouraged ever. I'm always really, anytime a video hits over 1,000 views, I do like a little happy dance on the inside because it's will not be insane to me that many people clicked on a video of mine. So no, I don't really get discouraged at all. I definitely think sometimes there are videos where you like hope they do better than they do. Like you kind of are hoping that they'll be bigger than they are. And that can sometimes be a little discouraging. But at the end of the day, I try to keep the perspective of like, I'm so lucky that anybody is watching this content, that like any amount of views is totally chill with me. So then Twitter, I asked you guys too. Okay, so Tara Brooks, who I love, said, how far in advance do you plan in or pre-film videos? So I plan a month in advance. Pre-filming, it really depends. Sometimes during Glomus, for example, I was editing and uploading same day, like filming, editing, uploading all in the same day, because Glomus just got crazy. I like to be pre-filmed by a couple of days to give myself that buffer. Sometimes it's only like the night before I'll film and I'll edit it the next morning and upload it the next morning. And that's why I give myself a 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time upload time. That's my time. So by 6 p.m. upload, because then I have the whole day to do something if I need to. So I try to do it in advance. Sometimes I succeed, sometimes I don't. This video, for example, is getting filmed like 2 days before, which is like dope that I had the time to do that. So it's really weird. It just depends, honestly. Caroline Adele said, have you grown faster, slower, on pace with what you expected? I've grown way faster than I thought I ever would. I thought I would probably get 10 for the whole time I was on YouTube. So a lot faster. How aggressive, frequent is the cyberbullying? It's totally tolerable, I think, in my opinion. I got bullied a lot in like middle school though, so maybe I just have a thicker skin about it, but I don't find it to be unbearable. Would you ever do YouTube full time, and based on your current earnings, how many subscribers / views would you need to do that comfortably? That is so hard to predict because of the inconsistency of YouTube. I like take a shot every time don't do that. Every time I say inconsistency, but like to answer your question though, would I ever do it full time? The most me and my boyfriend have ever talked about making this like a bigger thing than it is now would be if I were ever at a point where it would be feasible to work my like social work job part-time and continue to do YouTube part-time. It would never be full-time. I would always have to have a job that is reliable to cover my basic necessities. So I would always need a job that's going to cover my rent / mortgage, my rent / mortgage, my utilities, my internet, all of those things. I would need my job to cover those things. I would never feel comfortable making YouTube that primary source of income. However, if it got to a point where it was lucrative enough that I could work part-time and do this part-time, we've talked about doing that. How many subscribers or views would I need? I mean, it's so hard to say. It's so difficult to predict that because I don't really know how it scales either, from being small to being bigger. Like I don't really understand the scale of it, but that's the most I think I would ever do. I'm just not the type of person that can live, like, I don't know if you guys know this, but when I was in high school, I was super into theater. And I was good at it. Like I can comfortably say and like toot my own horn that I was actually really good at like performing and doing theater. However, I had a lot of teachers and a lot of colleagues and people, and even my dad was like, you should go to school for theater. And I wanted to because it was my passion and I loved it, but I never felt comfortable living a life that inconsistent, working paycheck to paycheck, not having a guaranteed job, not having job security, not having health insurance. Like that stuff stresses me out. I appreciate and love people that are creatives that can do that. For me, doing this, it could go away at any minute. I would never make it a full-time, but definitely maybe a part-time in the future one day if this ever gets big enough. And that's a big if, because I'm not confident that it will. This is from my fave type of men is ramen. I love that for you. Do you think the space is becoming oversaturated? In a way, yeah. I think the beauty YouTuber space is a little oversaturated, but I think there are definitely ways you can make yourself stand out. I think there's definitely, you know, room for everybody. So yeah, in a way, of course, there's a lot of people in this space, but I think it's possible. I don't like to say that it's oversaturated, so don't even try, because I definitely think it's possible to break into this space. This is the last question we'll do, and this is from Valia Lovely. And it said, did you hesitate to start your channel? Is YouTube financially stable for a smaller creator? So you already covered the financial stuff, but did I hesitate to start my channel? Of course. I made probably 20 to 30 videos that I never posted when I was first starting out. I made so many videos and I edited them and I went through the whole thing and then I just never posted them. I have a whole video plan to react to some of those videos because I'm sure they're awful. But yeah, I was really scared of doing it. I think I was more so scared of people in my real life finding out that I do this. And I think that's actually one of the things that still really scares me. I'm a little bit more open to telling people now, like my friends at school know about it, mostly because I can't really hide it because I have to like monetize videos while I'm in class. But my friends at school know about it, and you know, I'm more open to talking about it now that it's become something that is, I think, something to be proud of. I think gaining a following on social media, especially on YouTube, is it is an accomplishment. And I am proud of my subscribers and I'm proud of what I've been able to accomplish here. And I am proud of that. But I think when I was first starting, it was really scary because I was like, well, what if my friends from high school that I haven't talked to in 5 years like see this video and think, oh my god, she's so lame because she's trying to do this or whatever. It is scary, but I'm so happy every day that I did that. YouTube has become like literally one of the best parts of my life, and while it has its ups and downs and its stresses, I never for a second regret posting my videos, ever. It's just been, I mean, it's been awesome. I love you guys so much. I hope you liked this video. I hope it was informative for you guys and you got your questions answered. You got to learn a little bit more about what it's like to actually be a smaller creator and like all of that fun stuff that goes along with it. I love you guys so much. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, or just like or just subscribe, or do neither. Honestly, just so happy you're watching me. Thank you so much for being here. I love you guys so much. All of my merch, my social media, I'm not wearing anything on my face, but if I were, it would be linked down below. And yeah, I love you guys so much. I will see you in the next one. Bye!